Writing equations for perpendicular lines. Let's go ahead and remind ourselves what we're looking at when we look at equations of perpendicular lines. So, one of those conditions is that our slopes have to be opposite signs so that they can eventually intersect. And then we have to have our slopes be reciprocals of each other. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly sketch what lines look like when they're perpendicular. So they're going to intersect as stated, but when they intersect, they form a 90-degree angle. That's what makes these lines um, particularly special. So on here, I have an equation. I want to write an equation of another line that's going to be perpendicular to this equation here that's highlighted in green. Let me go ahead and label my point that I have here. So the first number is our x coordinate, the second number is our y coordinate. So I want our lines to be perpendicular. So my slope has to be the reciprocal. So if I take the reciprocal of that slope, then I'm going to get 1 over 4. And they're going to have opposite sides. So one of them is going to be positive, the other one's going to be negative. So my slope is positive because the slope from the line that I'm given is negative. So since I have a point and the slope, it's best if I write this equation in point slope form. So let me go ahead and write what the general form for point slope form is. And on here, I'm going to highlight the three parts that we're going to replace with some values. So y sub 1 is -6. M is 1/4. And x sub 1 would be -8. Everything else in my original form would just come down, including those minus signs. And because we end up with some double negatives, let me go ahead and clean up this equation here, rewrite it, and we're going to go ahead and convert our double negatives into addition. So this equation that you see here is going to be in point slope form, but we want to be able to go back and forth between one form to another. So I'm going to go ahead and move some things around, distribute some things, so that we can convert that equation into slope intercept form. So I'm going to go ahead and start by distributing the slope. So if I multiply the 1/4 to the x and the 1/4 to the 8. And on the side, I'm going to go ahead and show what 1/4 of 8 is. So what it basically is you have 8 things. How many groups of 4 can you make? And that would be 2. Or you can just multiply straight across. We get 8 over 4, which is 2. And it's almost going to be in slope intercept form. There's just one more thing that I need to do, which is isolate y. So my equation in point slope form would be the following. So if I wanted to graph, this would be the easiest form to graph here. But this problem is only asking us to write an equation, and well, we have the equation in both forms.